Okay, thank you all for coming. Today is March 11th, the year of 2015. The meeting is being called to order at 7:15. We have a quorum. My sincere thanks goes out to the chairs of the individual councils that worked extremely hard in ensuring that we had a full house tonight to have a quorum. So I thank them, and I look forward to a lot more work on that. So I truly do appreciate it, and anybody else that they put together. The minutes have all been distributed to you. I am not printing the minutes anymore. If you'd like a copy of the minutes and you didn't receive them, what you need to do is send me an email to johnmelanchuk@roadrunner.com. Last week, I said to you, the last time we met, that it could go to jmelanchuk@roadrunner.com. So it's either J in my last name or John in my last name. It's always at roadrunner.com. Don't worry which one you send it to. My IT person has got them cross-feeding. So take your pick. Just send me your request. You will go into a distribution box that is appropriate to your position and functioning. Because not everybody gets everything. Okay? Scale it down to different areas. So, with that said, I'd like to thank Jason. I talked to Jason last night. He did a fine job of cleaning up my grammar, my spelling. I truly appreciate it. I'm counting on Jason to do that in the future. So, do I hear a motion to accept the minutes?
I make a motion to accept the minutes. Craig Colangelo, Niagara Falls, Niagara County, and I make a motion to accept the minutes.
Do I hear a second?
Deborah Spires, Genesee County, Alexander Volunteer Fire Department.
And you second the motion? All in favor, raise your hand. Minutes accepted. Next thing we're going to move to on our new listing of how we're going to do things. I'm going to give a brief report. Hopefully with the next meeting, this report will be all pre-prepared and be distributed so that you can take a look at it. All right, we're going to take the 3R report, the 3 R's approach to reinventing and reestablishing our organization. We are going to reinvent it. We are going to relabel it, and then we are going to remarket it. With the state of New York, we have a phenomenal reputation on really doing a cracker-nut job on certificate of needs hearings. Some of the rulings that the judges have put forth actually complement the detail to which we've taken. We've got to take that image and expand that image to include other things. For example, one of the things that I'm creating tonight, I've already spoken with Jason, is we're going to have an IT committee. That IQT committee is going to look at what we're going to do for a web page or two, and how we're going to tie it together to what we're going to do and how we're going to do it in the future. I have some definitive ideas. I've already met with Jason on the telephone a couple of times. We're going to go in that direction. We will get there. It's not going to happen overnight, but in reality, I'd like it to have happened in 30 days. I need people to work with Jason. Okay, now's the time. I have to appoint somebody. If you like messing with computers, you like doing that, everybody's gonna end up with a task. Who wants to do that? Anybody? Come on. You're on. How's that? You smile.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. You're on.
Pete from Orleans County.
Pete from Orleans County. Thank you very much. That's good. The two of you know each other, so it should work out pretty good. I'd like somebody from Genesee County, and I'd like somebody from Niagara County. We have two. By the next meeting, I'm looking for two people to do that. I'm looking at, and you've seen this in the emails that I've sent some of you, you know, Big Lakes EMS. We're not Big Lakes EMS. We're Remsco. So, biglakesremsco.com. Or, the world is full of acronyms, blkremsco.com. Reinventing, relabeling, getting away from the past. So we're gonna be moving in that. As part of some of my discussions with the state, we've talked about our problems. We talked about where we need to go. We talked of some of the huge projects that we're caught up on. You'll hear about a little of them tonight. So part of this is we have a new mailing address too. The new mailing address has been distributed to, is actually on file with already with the Bureau. Our address is the Big Lakes Regional EMS Council. Okay, any way you want to make it. Big Lakes Remsco, BLK, capital B, capital L, small k, Remsco. P.O. Box 1062, Niagara University, New York, 14109. We need an identity, not somebody else's identity. Our identity means we're getting a telephone. It's going to be a burner phone. That's already in place. I just don't have the number. It's going to cost us $30 a month. People call us directly. That's what they do. There will be a charming voice on the other end that will take a message and then relay it out. Our IT division and whoever else is going to hopefully help us with that. We're almost done with that. I've got somebody donating time to take care of that already. $30 a month, $360. We have money put aside in the budget to cover that. I believe that performance is a measure of success. Everybody has to perform. We're going to go in that direction with that. The budget, Sean last week, the last time we met, spent considerable time putting the budget together. We looked at it. It was pretty standard. I talked to Sean. I sent, I don't know how many emails went back and forth in the first 7 days with the Department of Health. They've been extremely helpful, at least that division. And we reworked the budget to handle anticipated problems. And didn't bring a copy of it with me, but I can tell you what we did. We basically, Sean has a copy of it, we took and transferred money into a line that we're allowed to have that says legal affairs. I'm anticipating problems. So we're going to be prepared with an attorney if the need arises. We've redistributed money into postage. We've redistributed money into telephone accounts. So we're tending to rebuild ourselves into an identity that can stand alone. We're working on this thing called the Gateway Project. I sent emails out to some people. The program agency has offered to assist us with this. We already told them fine. We sent them an email back asking for some information. Some of it we've gotten, some of it we haven't. I'm sure we're going to refine that as time goes on. But that's the kind of spirit of cooperation that we're all going to practice from now on. We need to find an alternate means of communicating. We're creating the IT committee. I also created a finance committee. Steve's on it. Sean's going to be on it. John Duran's going to be on it. I really think that we need a representative from every county on that finance committee. Okay, we have 2 covered. Somebody's got to volunteer out of Niagara County to be on that finance committee. We need them to oversee our operations, see how we're spending money. I need a method or means for them to communicate. They have to have committee meetings, or you have to have committee meetings before we come to this meeting. Okay, the business is conducted here, but you need to talk to everybody else. So, I'm suggesting this app that's called VC. It's free. I don't know if anybody's used it. You can download it to your phone. 5 people. You can see each other. You can talk to each other. You can discuss things. You just can't conduct business. You can see each other. So, chairs of the committees, you need to get your group together. If you have a smartphone, the only person that doesn't have a smartphone is my friend from the city of Niagara Falls. He's still in the flip phone stage.
We're lucky he's got that.
But it's a great thing. Or an iPad, or you can do it on a laptop or a desktop. Okay, VC, free, works real good. Tremendous little tool. I'd like you to take a look at that. Okay, when you do emails, you need to keep in mind this fact. And when you create an email, it is forever. It doesn't go away. It's there forever. Be careful of what you say and what you put in an email. They're there forever. Everything that goes on here tonight, or went on in the pre-discussion, will make its way through the entire community and all the way up to Albany. We need to think about that always, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I would wish and would respect, or I would ask, that you as individual members talk with your local EMS councils to formulate opinions, where you want to go and what you want to do. If you have a question, please do not first call Sean, call Steve, call me. You don't like what we say, or you want to call somebody else, God bless you. But I think mutual respect, and maybe I'm talking to the choir tonight since there's a lot of people missing, ask that you do that. We need to be collectively working as a group while maintaining our own environments, our own identity. I would ask, if you have a question that you were going to ask Andy, could you direct that first to Charlotte? Andy, in all honesty, does not work for us. And due respect would be that those questions be directed to Charlotte, and or whoever they request they be directed to, so we avoid conflict. I try to avoid conflict. Any questions so far? Okay. So, In summary, the budget's been rewritten in its entirety to include all the educational standards, all the finance changes, the whole package has been redone, resubmitted, and accepted by the New York State Department of Health. We're in great shape there. Not a problem. Next thing, the Gateway Project. Gateway Project is an animal. We're behind it. All of you that have sent me the information that I've requested, thank you very much. We're making a lot of headway on it. I've reached out to other councils across the state of New York. I've reached out to other professional organizations asking for things and asking for help. Phenomenal what you can get. So that's coming along. Are we gonna make the deadline? I'm not sure. It's very involved. It's very likely, but we're making progress. That's the key. We need, in order to get funding next year, the Gateway Project has to be completed. So that's the number one thing. Yes,
Can you,
explain the
some of
Gateway
us?
Project.
Yes, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's what I wanted to ask.
Okay.
John
Excuse me.
Froslow, Niagara Falls, representing consumer, guy in the blue shirt. That's what I want. What is the Gateway Project? I've never heard of it until
The
today.
Gateway Project,
Thank you.
thank you, Mr. President. Gateway Project,
And then you recognize something else.
Gateway Project
Oh, yeah.
is an application process that all people, give me some leeway on this, or corporations within New York State seeking to get funds from the state of New York need to file with the state controller's office to pre-qualify in order to be considered eligible for those funds. Unless we pre-qualify, we are not going to be able to receive funding. And I'm sure I've overshortened it and made a few mistakes. Required that we register with the state of New York, which we did. We accomplished that. Then ran into some problems a few months ago with passwords and code words and where things were going. We fixed that in the first 3 days, so we're on board with that. That then allowed us to begin to submit to the controller's office, thank you, Charlotte, the information that was required. For example, each of the officers of this organization had to submit a resume on their qualifications. We've got all of them except one. That holds up everything. We needed to put together proof of our incorporation. Sean had to go back and dig that out. Goes on and on. We need to have a code of conduct. We need to have ethics. We need to, and I can go and go and go, and I don't want to do that. Stick around for the post meeting. I can get into the details. So we're working on that project. Very nicely, Saturday morning, my local UPS representative brought me a con transfer application for Darien Lake. It would have been nice if it had been received 2 months ago. But we got it Saturday. Either Sunday night or Monday morning, everyone in this room had an electronic copy of this project. Con projects are not simple tests. They require a lot of work and they require a lot of effort. I sent an email out to all of you stressing the importance in asking Genesee, because this is a Genesee company, which will have significant impact on the economy in their county, to step forward to head it up. Okay? The rest of us need to support them. And those of you that have been on the con committee have said you're gonna work with them. This is a Genesee project. Sean, respectfully, with all his work, has volunteered to chair it. Okay? There you go, Sean. Okay? So, con committee. The con committee is gonna consist of the same people that were on the con committee the last time, with the exception of me, which was Mr. Frozalone, Elaine Roman, who unfortunately, this is the first meeting she's missed in 2 or 3 years, John Duran, Jason, I'm asking, since you were part of it in the past, David, would you like to be on the con committee? Thank you, David.
I would be honored to work under Sean's expert tutelage.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, we need a couple more people, John Duran. Steve's gonna be on it too. This is a great learning experience.
Pete Henderson for Orleans County.
Pete Henderson in Orleans County. Hey, hopefully we can get a couple more people from Genesee. Just to give you a key, if you read my emails, which I'm sure you did, the clock started ticking Monday morning. We're already 3 days into this. You have to get a decision to them within 7 business days as to whether or not the application is complete. Go to part 800, I don't wanna make sure, I'm not giving you the wrong time frame. It's either 7 or less. It needs to be done. Okay. Those of you that received, which was everyone in this room and all the people not here, the con application, should have noticed that it came in 3 parts. It's too big to send in one package. So if you thought you got the same thing 3 times, you didn't. We got 3 different parts. If you go through what I've sent you, and you take a look at policy memorandum 0606, which Lake Plains, thank God, forwarded to us because the state didn't, sets the ground rules. Really appreciate it. Sets the ground rules. Take a look at it. In there, it clearly stated that certain information had to be dictated from the application, taken out, and not sent to you as a whole. That information dealt with fitness and competency. Sean now has the complete package, including the fitness and competency documents. So that's why you didn't get it. You need to look at the rest of it. You look at it in relationship to part 800. We've done a fantastic job. There's a lot of experience in this room, but the time clock is running. You don't want to fail. We do not want to fail on this. If we fail, it's going to be because of a lack of participation. We received the standard fee check, $1,500 for processing. Any funds that are not expended will be returned to them. Take care of that. Created another new committee. John Duran has agreed to sit on this. This is going to be known as one of John's favorite subjects: recruitment, retention, and diversity. Diversity. John is going to be the chair of that. I think Hester would like to serve with him, as I would with any of you in here. I'd like to see one person again from each county, because it affects all of us as a whole. T&E, I haven't gone anywhere with that. Right now, we don't have anything pressing from T&E. I don't have any mail. I don't have anything. T&E, typically, all the core sponsors in the 3 counties sit on the T&E committee, as well as anybody else that wants to come. I'm looking for a chair. I haven't come up with any ideas for the chair yet. Pre-hospital, remember Mike was always pushing the pre-hospital aspect of this. I talked to Deb Fires.
Well, he sent me a message, but I was in Florida till Monday, so
Okay,
I didn't get a chance to go to the other thing, cause I volunteered for the finance committee.
if you're on finance, that's great. It's, I have seen I haven't seen a pre-hospital care committee meeting.
Maybe.
I haven't seen a pre-hospital committee meeting occur at REMS. I haven't seen one occur anyplace else. So I'm not too sure. So I asked that you get together and let me know what you're gonna do.
Me?
Deb,
Who exactly was on this committee before?
I don't have a clue.
Okay, just give me a brief thing, like pre-hospital, you mean like with the time we pick up the patient till we get it to the hospital?
I think we need to look at it,
Oh, that's,
define it, and tell me whether or not we need a pre-hospital care committee.
okay,
Okay?
how long do I have?
Till the next meeting, when you present your report. Or if you would like, put the report together and email it to me.
Check.
Gotcha. Sounds good. Bylaws committee. Our medical director, or Dr. Tackett, who sits on the CMAC for us, was recommended to me through an individual I have a lot of respect for, to take a look at our bylaws. He's known for really being pretty good at taking a job. So I've asked Dr. Tackett, he couldn't be here tonight, if he would please look at our bylaws. Another individual, and I really appreciate it, is Greg Colangelo, who's volunteered to be on that. So we have Dr. Tackett, our CMAC representative on that. Great. And I'd like to see 2 more people volunteer for that. We need to ensure that we take a real good look at the bylaws to see where we're going as a future, and then you make a decision with that. Finance, got that committee drawn up? Okay, with that, in the future, after I finish my report, I'm going to be directing it to the vice chairman for his report. He may not have anything tonight, pretty much putting in a lot of things. Do you have any comments that you'd like to make, Steve, tonight?
Just organizational. Emails, phone calls, getting a little more organized. This last meeting, but attended the Orleans meeting last night, a special meeting. Issues discussed, I'm sure will be brought forth. Don't anything else this time.
Okay. One of the things, if you noticed your emails go to you blocks, Orleans County, Agnew County, Genesee County, gathering other information from you, make as much of that as available as possible. But one thing is this, information is only as good as what you give me. Find an email address, make sure it's the one you're gonna read. Quite frankly, you should look at it at least once a day.
We were talking about briefly on the phone, we had discussed county meetings attending.
Yes.
So intermittently I'll be hitting Niagara, but I also wanted to hit Genesee. But who's the chair?
Young Bush.
And off the top of your head, coordinator, do you know the date? The meeting's second Tuesday or Thursday?
Fourth Thursday.
Fourth Thursday?
I think this month is our month, right?
So it'll be the even months
March.
or the odd months? Odd months?
Well, it kinda gets, it's January, March, May, but then it goes December, October,
you skip a couple for the summer.
For the summer.
I think so, yeah, cause then we always meet again in December and
So for right now, just put it in as the odd months. And it'll be the fourth Thursday this month, so that'll be the 26th.
You said it went to May and skipped.
cause we don't go in July, we don't go in August, when is it, September, November, no, so then it's October, December, I think. Do we skip August too?
Okay, so what do
We'll
we?
have enough for the next few meetings.
We better-
anyway to get on.
We have
get
to
it.
clear that with
Your
our
training center?
secretary, cause
7
it's
p.m.
kind of,
Scan it, I'm not reading it.
Yeah, if there's a lot going on, we'll end up going more months than other times.
yeah,
You know, it was every other month for a while, we've been going every month, and then things have calmed down, so we went back to every other month.
Okay,
Thank you.
I too am gonna try to go to everybody's local EMS council meeting. So if Steve's not there, there's a good chance I'm gonna be there. And if there's, and vice versa. So we, just get the feel for what's going on. I had asked the program agencies, which they did, to send me copies of the minutes for the individual EMS councils, and I believe I have 6 months worth of minutes that I've read. Very interesting. Okay? Because to get a feel, we're supposed to be all part of the same team. But we're doing that. Anything else?
No, that was it.
Perfect.
Mr. Treasurer,
I don't have anything, there has been no expenditure since the last meeting, everything just remained the same. From the last one, now that we have the minutes approved, I can go to the bank and get, Steve signed up, and Mike taken off the bank accounts for signing of checks, so. That's all I got.
There's no change in funds or anything.
No, not at this time.
Okay. With that said, entertain a motion.
Anderson, Orleans County, I make a motion to accept this.
Dave Greenwell, Niagara County, seconds the motion.
All in favor, show of hands. Thank you very much. Anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay. In your package, you got the program agencies report. That was emailed to you. We're gonna take the same approach with program agencies report as we do with the minutes. Seen it? You've digested? Does anybody have any questions for the program agency? I believe the program agency also put your material at the rear of the room, so you can pick up copies there. With no questions for the program agency, we're gonna move on. Con, we've taken care of the con. The committee is established. Your work is in front of you. Any help that I can put towards that, please do not hesitate to contact me. I tend to keep pretty meticulous historic files. So maybe blank letters, draft letters, stuff like that. I'll take all the last con information on Darien Lake and zap that to you. You can use that. That'll be done tomorrow morning. All right, I had asked, I'm sorry, Mr. Consumer.
John Frozone, Niagara County. I've been on the con committee for many years.
Yes.
I'm kind of getting a little tired of it. It takes a lot of time, and I would like to withdraw from the con committee.
I think that's acceptable. Elaine Broman will still be representing Niagara County, and I will accept that.
John, thank you for your service on the CON committee. I've heard
A lot of work.
difficult. I may call you for advice.
Some of the old material, because Darien, I believe this is probably the third time that we've done Darien. And a lot of that material, I'll try and look it up for you and just give it to you. Be able to page through it, probably pretty good.
All right, thank you.
Like I pointed out the last time, the Monroe ambulance con, 700 pages. It's a lot to expect from any group that's trying to dedicate their time and effort. It's just tremendous. Jim Helko was unavailable to attend tonight. I had hoped that Cindy was gonna be here. She's unable to attend. We have a new, we'll have a new bullet point that will be Bureau of EMS report, very similar to what they do at the CMAC or the SEPSCO. So that's where I am. And with that said, let's take a look at any old business. Does anybody have any old business that they'd like to bring up? Anything we forgot to do? This is your group. I'm just trying to steer it. Okay, one of the things that has coming up, I was approached by Jason, a couple other people. Steve and I talked. Sean and I have talked. There was a request directed to the New York State Department of Health Bureau of EMS financial section regarding what our funds could be expended on and can't be expended on. We've operated for a lot of years, and in reality, we have expended funds to pay for different things. Some of those things we are being led to believe are no longer fundable or don't qualify. So that's something that we have to redefine, re-explore, see what's going on or not going on. So with that said, and being unsure, let me finish first. With that said, and being unsure at this point in time, I'm very reluctant to approve the expenditure of anything until I get a better understanding, or Sean gets better understanding of what's going on or not. And basically, what are we talking? We're talking reimbursement for vital signs, things like that. You just can't do it right now. I know we were saying that, you know, we have so much money left here, we have so much money left there. Well, I can't do it with clear conscience. My life tells me, or I believe, the most important thing is that you do the right thing. So we have to explore that. So if you have anything that you're looking for payment tonight, you know, you can ask, and this floor can make the decision. But I would caution you at this point. This all came about, I believe, as a result of a discussion you had with Tom Morano.
I'd asked about what I could expend things on,
Oh, okay,
and things that I thought I could purchase, I could not.
okay.
So I shared that, saying you may want to double check, because things that I thought I could, I found out I couldn't. There's different, there's, for like my spend down, I'd asked if I could purchase different things, and he said, no, only if it's part of your actual deliverables. And then other ones he said, shoot me a cost, and we'll determine if it's feasible thing. So it's sort of like they're not saying 100% no, you can't spend the money on things, but it's better to bounce it off them so it doesn't get denied.
So without getting into particulars of late payments in the business, because we'll go there, it just came up in the course of a conversation, and you suggested to Tom, or somebody suggested, or Adam, doesn't really matter, that we needed to look at things too. So therefore, we're going to look at things. We don't have any choice at this point.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
is this a task that the executive committee is going to undertake, or are you gonna feed that to the finance committee?
I'm glad you jogged my memory on that. Executive committee. This is a task that definitely involves the executive committee, involves the finance committee, and involves the whole house. Okay? So,
But we can't have the whole house making phone calls and such whatnot.
If they want to. I'm not gonna
Someone
stop it. It's
has
gotta
to,
go.
have to point this thing.
It should go. Thank you. At this point in time, I think this is gonna come, hang on, John. It's gonna come to the finance chair, it's gonna come to Steve, who's working on it, and it's gonna come to me. I have already sent out some emails, and I will make sure that all future emails get distributed to everybody. Okay? You know, it is what it is. One of the things that we should be thinking about is, what are we gonna do in the future? This year is almost over. Who's next? Somebody else. John, you have a question?
Yes.
Yeah.
John from Niagara County, Crowsville. Can you elaborate on what things are unfundable? I know that Charlotte was applying for computers, cameras, what,
No, I was looking for training equipment.
well, how, okay, I don't understand how training equipment would not be fundable.
Well, the training equipment I was looking for was to assist ALS providers for their REMAX skills. Okay, so we can help with doing that. So that's what I was looking for, to get some mannequins or something like that, to be able to take them places and help with that. And I was told, no. However, there's a caveat. Depending on the cost, I mean, the example I gave him was, I was looking, does anybody have EJ mannequins? Because that's one of the skills that we're supposed to do. I don't have an EJ mannequin, so I did some looking, and I found one that just something goes across $99.
Okay, but that
probably be acceptable.
sounded like that was something that really should be fundable, but I don't know why it wasn't, but to Council Chair Melchuk, can you elaborate on any other funding things that you believe that we can't fund anymore?
No, I'm not gonna guess, John. I'm not gonna guess at anything. We're gonna direct this question to the Bureau. We're gonna work with the Bureau, and we're not gonna go on opinion, interpretation. We're gonna follow the rules of the Bureau. That's it. I started this meeting, I have an email here that basically says, it was agreed to with the Bureau, that the past is the past, we're going forward. Okay? I've got to steer this train in the direction that it's gonna be guided. Do not, by any stretch of the imagination, think that I'm running up a white flag. Everybody knows me in this room. Okay. We're gonna do things right. Okay. Please, I hope I'm not intimidating anybody. It's been 27 days, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to work on this. There's a lot of work here. These people here, and everybody else that I've been hammering with emails, knows what's involved. I'm not gonna play the guessing game. Next subject. Any other new business, old business? Any other old business? Any new business? All right, we're gonna close with what I call round table. Round table is, anybody can say anything they want to say. So it's round table time. You have 7 minutes. Anything? Remember, you have to keep it nice. Okay, oops, what do I got here? Thank God for that, thank you. Yes, Charlotte, for Lake Plains. Mike Fuller's got a letter here, they just gave me a letter here regarding CLIA. I thought you guys were handling all this.
We can help them with it if they call us and let us
I
know.
thought there was one general, there you go, there's the.
What does that say?
Well, here's the thing, all volunteers can get it free now.
Oh, alright,
Okay. So this is, all volunteers can get free blood glucometry.
I
So,
already
what we
give them
used-
$200.
Huh?
I already paid the state $200.
Shame on you. No, it's real, they came out with that, how long ago, Andy? Was it, it's well over a year?
Yeah.
That all volunteers, and we sent that out to people when it came out, because we had a lot of people on the ledge of saying that they were going to do this. But the $200 was,
Yeah, well, this
How
was a
does it-
renewal, and they said I owed them X amount of money. I already renewed it. I renewed it about a month ago.
no, you're a volunteer, you don't have to, it's different paperwork, contact Andy, next time you can contact Andy.
Okay.
Steve, how
how's it getting mailed out to the East Shelby Volunteer Fire Department? And then, you know, I mean, it's not like somebody didn't know by looking at the name that they were a volunteer organization. So I just, it popped up, that was the issue that popped up last night at Orleans. So I just don't understand how the state or, well, it is the State Department of Health that did it.
It's actually Wadsworth.
Yeah, I don't get it, but, we will be able to get their money back for them, right?
Yeah, I hope so. Contact them and see what you can do.
Yeah.
We can't do that for you.
Well, it
That's-
was 2 months ago, it came in and it said it due X amount of, so I had Alan cut the check, filled it out, got Dr. Elliott to sign it, and mailed it back.
I don't know how they got,
You had to have a
I don't know how they
medical
got
director,
missed, but why did it still
I had
get
to have a
out?
medical director re-sign it.
I don't know, I have no idea, they don't send anything to us. We don't know what you guys do for rules or anything, so we can't help you with that unless you contact us. So we can,
I'll
make sure.
help you out.
Okay.
It's okay with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we didn't, yeah.
Anybody else for roundtable?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. 3 things, 3 suggestions.
Okay,
One, instead of requiring everyone to identify themselves every time they speak, which we haven't been keeping up with real well here tonight, but we've been making a
we've
valiant
been
effort.
good, we've been good.
Instead of having everyone identify themselves each time they speak, would you consider doing a verbal roll call at the beginning of the meeting when the meeting is called to order? That way, everyone's identity is identified from the top, and it would be up to anyone watching the webcast to figure out who's speaking subsequently.
I think that's a great idea.
And I think it would save a little bit of time.
But here's my problem. It's not a but, but here's my problem. Do you know how terrible I am at names? I'm trying to learn everybody's name.
You're the chairman now, man. That's on your shoulders.
That's your problem.
Item number 2.
Okay,
Goes to committees. There was a lot of, well, not a lot, but a little of the chairman looking at the group and saying, "You volunteered for this, thank you very much,"
Isn't it
which
great?
is your purview and it is your job. However, when appointing committees, keep in mind there are probably 15 or so people who are not here tonight that I'm sure some of them would be happy to be volunteered for something.
You know me well, don't you?
Yes,
You don't think that's happening?
okay. Just checking, just getting it on the record. And the third thing is regarding committees. I assume that when you're building all your email groups, that there's gonna be a group for each committee.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, if you could somehow probably just blast out a committee listing to the general membership or send out an email to the membership of each committee saying these are the people who are on my committee or on your committee or whatever, because you know where I'm going with
No,
that.
I agree with you 100%.
Because you rattled off, the con committee, Sean's gonna chair it, I'm new to it, and then you rattled off the people who were already on it, and all that went in one ear and out the other with me.
Not a problem. Not a problem at all.
Okay, that's all I have, and I will shut up now.
No, I welcome it.
In Rawlins County, just to further move on to yours, maybe we should set up email accounts for everybody under the new web domain. That way it keeps everything in-house, like you were talking about. And everybody gets their, first initial last name.
Well,
at PLK,
well,
Rumsfeld.
That's good, yeah, that's not, because then everybody in the group would know everybody else's email address. The trouble is, I'm already tracking 3 email accounts for 3 different
Then
things.
you could just have them
Forward.
Yeah,
preferences flip them
Auto
all
forward.
over.
Yeah,
So you just have them all go to one account. I'm doing that now.
that's what I was
My
gonna suggest.
primary is
flipping
AOL
through
at
it.
home.
Like the city.
No, it-
Well, that's right, it's the
Gmail,
primary receiving box that kicks
Yeah.
it wherever you want to get.
Correct. And when you respond to something, you should go to that specific email to respond back.
These are all city emails.
Because it's not gonna forward.
Some
unless you-
programs will do that.
Yeah. like I said, that's something that, to set up an email server and that, it's gonna take probably a monthly fee.
But
You know, but
most of your
I think that's-
web hosting packages could come with like 100 free email boxes. Our fire departments did.
I think, you can see now why we put together an IT committee. Technology is the future. Eventually will be Twitter,
Facebook.
Facebook, what's the other one? There's three of them. Skype's another way to communicate and work with you. Anybody else have anything else?
Yeah, John, just,
Yes,
to
sir.
remind you to send me a copy of the current bylaws, so I can at least make myself familiar. I've
Yes.
never seen them.
Yep.
And, to Coach Ellen, what Dan said about everybody saying their name before, maybe we could, get a stack of those table things.
Great idea.
Just write them out one time, and when the meeting starts, just tell everybody, go get your thing at the front of the room, we'll just keep them here.
The tent cards. The thing is, the camera's not going to see them in the back.
John can see them, so he can say your name,
Ah.
that's what he needs.
Oh, you mean not for the camera, but for
No, so
for
when
him.
John acknowledges someone from the group, he could say, he can look and say, Greg, when I have my hand up, or Dan,
We'll get,
gonna have to
we'll
be
get
about that
hats
long.
with our
they
name
can
on
even
it.
hold it up, you know?
Exactly. This is your group. We need to work towards it. So that's good. Anybody else? Okay. With, that said, we have 5 minutes to spare. I realize we covered a lot of information. The priority is the con. Now, last comment on the con. Con has specific requirements. Public notices. I believe there's a public hearing with this one. Can't remember if we did a public hearing or not.
With a name change?
Don't remember.
So this isn't a name change, it's transfer of ownership.
So it's a public hearing.
Not
Yeah.
ownership, it's there.
I understand that.
Well, anyways, that part of the challenge is gonna figure out if there's a public hearing or not. I think there was a public hearing the last time it was held here. So we have to look into it. Any questions? State Department of Health is there to help you. Call them up. If there's no other discussion, you're all welcome to the post-meeting discussion that will occur as soon as somebody makes a motion to adjourn.
Mike Fuller, I make a motion to close the meeting.
Second,
Inspired Jesse County, thank you.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion is adjourned. Andy?